training for us is a big feature. At the same time, it doesn't kind of it's not overbearing, and it's not really as formal as somebody would think it would be. The primary reason is that we do not, when we hire people, we do not make it mandatory that they need to know CAD. I mean, I guess that's a philosophy that the partners have set up. So they could be CAD illiterate and still be good designers, and they could do beautiful hand sketches and stuff like that. So not knowing CAD is not necessarily a negative for them to not get a job in our firm. So keeping that in mind, what we generally realize is that a lot of people coming in, especially out of school, have like all the possible bad practices that they can, because I guess schools teach them how to use the actual software, but do not teach them the rules of the game. So it's like, okay, if I know how to drive in a car park, I can drive, but like, when I go out in the real world, I got to follow lights and that kind of stuff. So I generally give them a small orientation, about a 2 or 3 hour orientation, and then kind of somehow gauge what their CAD skills are. And obviously most people, because it's their first day on the job, they kind of try to portray the best, put their best foot forward. And then weekly after that, I take it, I kind of keep on monitoring their progress, but not necessarily directly with them, but with the person they report to, so their superior. In that way, I can actually, really know that, okay, whether the person is good or, or he lacks in some skills. Like a lot of times somebody will come and say, the guy does not draw in the right layers. Can you explain to him what the concept of layers is, or something like that? So we take it from that. And then every once in a while, whenever we do like a version upgrade, that time I do like a small lunch and learn. I get a whole bunch of people together and, put a few PowerPoint slides together and just show them the new features, because otherwise in the day-to-day scenario of people just trying to use AutoCAD to crank out drawings and finish their work and go home, nobody has the time to kind of sit and explore the software in its entirety. So I think the feature that AutoCAD now has in their new software, where the new features, tips and tricks that comes up right at the start, I think that's pretty good, because that kind of I don't need to tell people now, okay, sit in on my PowerPoint. I said, just go through this, and if you have questions, then always come back and ask me.